Welcome to Controlled Digital Lending at the University of Florida Libraries. Controlled Digital Lending, or CDL, is an emerging method that allows libraries to loan print books to patrons in a digital lend-like print fashion. Through CDL, libraries use technical controls to ensure a consistent owned-to-loaned ratio, meaning the library circulates the exact number of copies of a specific title it owns regardless of format, putting controls in place to prevent users from redistributing or copying the digitized versions. CDL is not intended to act as a substitute for existing electronic licensing services offered by publishers. Indeed, one significant advantage of CDL is addressing the 20th century problem of older books still under copyright, but unlikely ever to be offered digitally by commercial services. At the University of Florida, a controlled digital lending program was initially developed to support teaching and learning while print materials were not circulating. CDL is the digital equivalent of traditional library lending, whereby we can digitize a library-owned book and make the digital version accessible to students in the course. We facilitate this process for users via customized process using Google Drive infrastructure and ultimately by using our existing course reserve system, Aries. Before examining the specific steps that we have undertaken to enable the controlled digital lending to take place, I will review the general workflow process that we use in our CDL deployment. First, when we get a book request, we determine, is there an ebook available? If yes, then we can proceed to purchase that. If not, we contact a faculty member to discuss our CDL opportunities for them. If we agree that this should be placed using our course reserve system, using CDL, we will scan the material and then remove this item from our physical collection for circulation. We will place it in the CDL system using our Google Drive infrastructure, and then we will expose it to our users and students using our existing course reserve system. Over the next few slides, I'll review how we created a cost-free controlled digital lending platform. Our overall platform, as mentioned previously, was using Google, their workplaces, Google Drive, Google Calendar, and also our existing Aries eReserve system. The first step is to create a Google Team Drive, where you'll store all your digital files and make all your customizations. Next, we put in place all the settings that are required to prevent downloading, printing, and copying of files from the Google Drive platform. This is an important component of controlled digital lending. We did not want our users to be able to download any of the files that we are presenting to them. The next step is we also had to make sure that files had the ability to expire after a certain amount of time for a user. This did involve some customized code and other steps involved in making this happen. Next, we had to scan the physical copy and prepare it for digital lending. This involved changing the physical item status in our library catalog, as well as removing it from the stacks and starting the scanning process. Once scanned, we then wanted to share the file within the Google Drive infrastructure. This step involved multiple configurations that included making sure the file is correctly secured, will expire when needed, and that notification systems are set up correctly. Additionally, once this was all done, we wanted to make sure that the physical item was properly showing up in our library catalog with a checked out status. Once this was done, we would secure the physical item in order that it would not be available while being used for CDL. Once this whole CDL period is over, we will then reverse the item status in the library catalog and return it to the stacks. The next stage was managing and making that digital copy discoverable by our users. We would create a calendar item within Google for each digital file and make individual file sharing and notification settings on that file. Next, we would create an entry in our Aries eReserve system to allow for the discovery of this digital copy. Finally, we had to make this material discoverable by students in the ARIES Course Reserve system. After putting the item information into ARIES and including the links, we make that viewable by students. As can be seen here, here is an item record in ARIES. Once a student selects an item, the student is directed to the Google Calendar entry with the available reservation times available to select. Once an appointment time is selected, the student will receive a calendar appointment for when they can access that digital file. Once this is completed, a digital file link is then delivered to the student's email account and is available for them to check out during the time frame that was included in the original calendar appointment. Not only do we include the link and the material, but we also do include some language about controlled digital lending and the copyright warnings that are in place surrounding this item. Moving forward, we found that the existing system is mostly manual and is very labor intensive. We are working towards automating workflows and systems that we are implementing. This will maintain the secure nature of the CDL process while reducing the manual steps involved in our current system. We have also implemented more flexible scanning solutions to reduce the time needed to scan materials. These solutions will help both our CDL and other interline processes in the future. If you'd like to learn more about controlled digital lending, please visit the Controlled Digital Lending website at controlleddigitallending.org. For more information about the University of Florida CDL process and all of our customizations and steps involved, please contact Lily Pang, our Director of Access and Resource Sharing. Thank you.